The night the football world had been waiting for finally arrived, a night carved into Champions League folklore, a night where Cristiano Ronaldo reminded everyone why he is called the King of Europe. For months after his move to Juventus, people questioned whether he could still dominate the biggest stage. Critics whispered that his best days were behind him, that Real Madrid had been his perfect system, his comfort zone. But Ronaldo has always lived for moments of pressure, for nights when the world doubts him. And under the lights of the Juventus Stadium, against Diego Simeone's resilient, ruthless, almost stubborn Atletico Madrid, the world witnessed the rebirth of a champion. The story truly began 3 weeks earlier at the Wanda Metropolitano. Atletico Madrid, known for their iron defense and tactical discipline, had suffocated Juventus with their intensity and physicality. They bullied their way to a 2-0 win, leaving the Italian giants shocked. The defeat stung Juventus fans, but it stung Cristiano Ronaldo even more. As he walked off the pitch that night, the Atletico supporters taunted him relentlessly, mocking his Champions League legacy, reminding him that he was no longer the King of Spain. Simeone even performed his infamous celebration on the touchline, the gesture that sparked headlines across Europe. Ronaldo left the pitch with a cold, focused stare. He didn't shout, he didn't respond, he didn't complain. He simply whispered to those close to him, "At home, we'll see." Ronaldo never promises revenge lightly. He delivers it. The return leg arrived with Juventus facing a mountain. No team in Champions League knockout history had overturned a 2-0 deficit against Atletico Madrid. Simeone's men were the masters of defending a lead, experts in absorbing pressure. To make matters worse, Juventus hadn't scored a single Champions League knockout goal that season. But Ronaldo, as he has done so many times, walked into the stadium with an aura of inevitability. The atmosphere inside the Allianz Stadium was electric, a sea of black and white roaring in anticipation, praying that their superstar could rewrite destiny. And from the first whistle, it became clear that Juventus were playing with a different fire, a different belief, a different heartbeat. Juventus pushed forward with relentless aggression. Bernardeschi, Mandzukic, and Spinazzola all surged with purpose, but it was Ronaldo who carried the weight of the night on his shoulders. Every touch from him brought the crowd to life, every run sent fear through Atletico's back line. And then it came, the moment that lit the spark. In the 27th minute, Bernardeschi whipped in a perfect cross, and Cristiano Ronaldo soared into the night sky, higher than anyone else, smashing a thunderous header beyond Oblak. It was classic Ronaldo. Timing, power, precision. The stadium exploded, and suddenly, belief surged through every Juventus player and fan. Ronaldo sprinted toward the corner, pumping his fists with a warrior's fury, screaming with a conviction that the comeback had only just begun. Atletico Madrid looked shaken. They were not used to being hunted like this. They were not used to Ronaldo wearing black and white instead of white. They had suffered too many unforgettable nights against him in the past, and now their worst nightmare was back, stronger, hungrier, angrier. Juventus continued to attack, wave after wave, pushing Atletico deeper and deeper into their own box. The second half began, and Juventus emerged with even greater ferocity. And once again, Cristiano Ronaldo delivered. In the 49th minute, another cross floated into the box, another opportunity that seemed almost impossible for a normal player to finish. But Ronaldo is no normal player. He launched himself again, crashing a header toward the far corner. Oblak stretched, clawed at the ball, and for a moment it looked like he had saved it, but goal line technology confirmed what everyone suspected. The ball had crossed the line. Ronaldo had scored again. Juventus 2, Atletico Madrid 0. Aggregate, 2-2. Tie level. Stadium shaking. Fans screaming. Europe watching in disbelief. Ronaldo pumped his fist again, a look of intensity burning through his eyes. The legend was alive. Juventus were alive. Suddenly, Atletico were the ones panicking. Their defensive organization was cracking, their midfield losing control, and their forwards isolated. Simeone paced the touchline anxiously, hands on his head, watching as the one player who had haunted him for years continued to torment his team on the biggest night of Juventus' season. Juventus smelled blood. They kept pushing for the decisive goal, but Atletico defended desperately, throwing bodies in front of every shot, clinging to their final hope of extra time. But fate had something else written. And the author of that fate, as always, was Cristiano Ronaldo. In the 84th minute, Bernardeschi charged into the Atletico penalty area with determination, beating his man before being shoved down. The stadium erupted as the referee pointed to the spot. The moment had arrived, the moment millions around the world dreamed of. The moment Atletico Madrid feared most. Cristiano Ronaldo walked toward the penalty spot with complete calm. No nerves, no hesitation. Just pure focus. He placed the ball down, stepped back, and the entire stadium went silent. Every fan held their breath. Every camera pointed at him. Every Atletico player prayed for a miracle. Ronaldo took his run, and blasted the ball into the bottom corner with unstoppable power. Oblak dived, but he never stood a chance. The net rippled. The stadium exploded. Ronaldo sprinted toward the crowd, arms wide, unleashing the celebration that had become iconic across the world. Juventus 3, Atletico Madrid 0. Aggregate, 3-2. The comeback was complete. Revenge delivered. Legacy reinforced. Teammates mobbed him, fans cried, and the stadium roared with a sound that felt like history echoing through every corner. It wasn't just a hat-trick. It wasn't just a comeback. It was a statement to the world. Cristiano Ronaldo was still the king, still the man for the biggest occasions, still the nightmare that Atletico Madrid could never escape. As the final whistle blew, Ronaldo stood with his arms raised, bathing in the thunderous applause. Juventus players embraced him like a hero returning from battle. He had single-handedly dragged Juventus into the quarter-finals, scoring all 3 goals with pure determination, unbelievable athleticism, and a champion's mentality. For Atletico Madrid, it was heartbreak. For Simeone, it was the ultimate punishment for his gesture in the first leg. Ronaldo replicated that same celebration after the match, sending a message without saying a single word. It was poetic. It was dramatic. It was football at its finest. For Juventus fans, it was the creation of a memory they would never forget, a moment carved forever into the history of the club. For the neutral fan, it was another chapter in the incredible story of Cristiano Ronaldo's love affair with the Champions League. And for Ronaldo himself, it was proof that destiny bends for those who refuse to break. On that night, he wasn't just a footballer. He was a force of nature, a symbol of perseverance, a reminder that greatness doesn't fade with age, it evolves, grows fiercer, grows hungrier. He had left Spain, left Real Madrid, stepped into a new league, a new challenge. And on the biggest stage, when everything was on the line, he stood tall once again. 8 Champions League hat-tricks. 124 Champions League goals, countless unforgettable nights, and this one was among the greatest. The night Cristiano Ronaldo got revenge against Atletico Madrid was more than a football match. It was a message to the world: never doubt a legend. Never question a warrior. Never write off Cristiano Ronaldo. Because when the lights shine brightest and the pressure is at its peak, there is no one else you would want on your side. And on that unforgettable night in Turin, Ronaldo didn't just win a game. He resurrected belief, silenced doubters, and wrote another immortal chapter in the story of football's greatest champion.